Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something that can literally make or break a career, the high-impact executive presentation. You know, this isn't just about speaking in public. It's about commanding a room, selling your biggest ideas, and showing everyone you're ready for that next step. So let's get into it.
So, let me ask you this. What really separates a good presentation from a great one? We've all been there, right? Sitting through a talk that was, fine. But then, we've also seen those ones that are just incredible. The ones that stick with you, that actually lead to big decisions. Well, that gap between good and great isn't some kind of magic. It actually comes down to just a few key things that, believe it or not, anyone can get really good at.
All right, here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to set the stage with the executive arena. Then, we'll look at what we're calling the final test for senior leaders. After that, we'll break down the 4 pillars of impact. This is the core of it all. And finally, we'll tie everything together and talk about going from theory to practice.
Okay, first up, the executive arena. Let's just be really clear about what we're talking about here. An executive presentation is so much more than a simple update. It's kind of like a performance in a super high-stakes environment where your credibility, your ideas, and even your career are all on the line.
I mean, think about it. These moments are where huge multi-million-dollar decisions get the green light. It's where company-wide strategies are born, and it's where the top brass are actively looking for future leaders. So when you're standing up there, you're not just showing them slides, you're showing them you. This is the proving ground. So, with the stakes that high, how do you even begin to prepare? Well, it turns out the best leadership programs have a system for this. It's a kind of final exam that's specifically designed to forge leaders. Let's just call it the final test. Now, this idea of a final test is actually inspired by the final module, the capstone, of a real-world senior leadership program. It's literally the last hurdle participants have to clear. They have to pull together everything they've learned, deliver a major presentation, and they're judged not just on what they say, but on how they handle themselves under some pretty intense pressure.
And this is where it gets really good. Because it turns out that succeeding in that final test, and really in any executive presentation, all boils down to mastering 4 fundamental areas. These are the exact criteria they're evaluated on, and we're calling them the 4 pillars of impact.
All right, here they are. Number 1, content. 2, delivery. 3, audience engagement. And 4, adaptability. Getting these 4 pillars right is the secret sauce. It's what takes you from being a good presenter to being a truly great one. Let's break each one down. First up, content. You can think of this as the foundation, the very bedrock of your presentation. Is your message crystal clear? Is there a logical structure, a story that's actually easy to follow? And maybe most importantly, does it have real substance? This is not about just dumping a bunch of data on people. It's about crafting a powerful, compelling argument that naturally leads your audience exactly where you want them to go.
Okay, pillar number 2, delivery. This is all about how you bring your amazing content to life. It's your body language, it's your eye contact, it's the tone and the rhythm of your voice. When you deliver with confidence and energy, your message becomes way more credible and way more persuasive. It's the huge difference between someone just reading a script versus someone who truly owns the room.
And that brings us to pillar number 3, audience engagement. A truly great presentation is never, ever a monologue. It has to be a conversation. Are you reading the vibe in the room? Are you actually looking at people, making a connection? Are you using stories or maybe asking questions to pull people in? The goal here is to make your audience feel like active participants, not just, passive observers.
And finally, we have the 4th pillar. And honestly, this might be the one that really separates the true leaders from everyone else: adaptability. So, what happens when the CEO throws a really tough, out-of-left-field question at you? Or what do you do when the projector just dies? This is all about thinking on your feet, staying cool under pressure, and handling those curveballs with total grace. It shows everyone you don't just know your stuff, you've truly mastered it.
So there we have it, our 4 pillars. But remember, the whole point of this leadership program and the point of us talking about it today is not just about knowing the theory. It's all about getting you ready for what happens in the real world. And the source material says it perfectly. The goal is for people to be able to, quote, apply these skills in real-world senior management settings. This isn't just some classroom exercise. It's basically a professional boot camp for leadership.
And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? When you build your presentations on a foundation of solid content, polished delivery, genuine engagement, and unflappable adaptability, you're doing so much more than just giving a good talk. You are actively demonstrating that you are a credible, capable leader who's ready for any high-stakes moment that comes your way.
So, let's make this real for you. As we wrap up, I want you to think about your next big presentation. Maybe it's next week, maybe it's tomorrow. Looking at these 4 pillars, content, delivery, engagement, and adaptability, which one of them needs your focus the most? Where can you put your energy right now to make the biggest possible impact?